Those are the picks. We are getting the standard BBB. No Gato Tacha for Mr. Baloy.
And being on the Grok, this means that he can actually survive from a lot of these pick-off tools available.
Yes, with so much rivalry brewing between both of these teams. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome you into the first game of this best-of-3 series.
Welcome to the land of dawn, ladies and gentlemen. A battle of teleports as we finally see the debut of Chip, not only in MPL ID, but internationally. And it will be going up against a familiar foe, usually comboed together with the Chip, the Lo Yi for a boy.
All right, man. It's a bit of a throwback right here, but already looking at the aggression coming in from Roundel on the Vexana. Gotta be careful, man. Beloyski, notorious for that Beloyski 7 death buff. Gotta be careful here, because Alter Ego knows how to snowball with it. Emblems here by IndieHome, though, shows the Festival of Blood with the Vitality for Veldora. Wants to be all in right there, getting more healing when he's going in with the Infernal Pursuits. But for the mid laners, it's the Wilderness Blessing for the Lo Yi and the Grok, just roaming around. As for Alter Ego, very clear frontline focus, but look at this.
Ooh. Getting chunked quite low there, Baloy. Forced to recall early.
We saw earlier the firmness for Owen and High, so that combo might be attempting to go in deeper than usual in signature Alter Ego style. Diving in towards the backline can be an answer to try and shut down Chidera and a boy. But as you mentioned just earlier, Mirko, Chidera is one of those safer marksmen, so this Alter Ego style might really come back to haunt them later on.
Oh, it's actually Niall's debut pick on the Julian as well. So is this a hidden strat that they've been saving for themselves, finally being surfaced, brought to light? We'll see how that actually fares. Let's see how Niall performs on this Julian. Meanwhile, for the side of Geek Fam, all these heroes have been played before, and I'm also curious to see how Owen does on this Chip once again. I thought maybe perhaps with Beloysi picking up the Grok, it's because they wanted to help the wave clear coming in from the Luo Yi. But wait a second.
Luo Yi be forced to flicker around Veldora. A little bit of damage. Roundel doesn't have level 4 just yet. No ultimate. Owen's dishing out some damage onto Baloy. That's a win for Geek Fam. They get Roundel so low. So as a regen, it's back to half HP. A boy should be able to get level 4 here, and he does. Will he go for the diversion? He does, just to open it up. Owen still has yet to hit that level 4, so no shortcut for Alter Ego.
It's just Veldora moving forward, bullying everyone in sight. The fact that Alter Ego timed the Beloyski Power of Nature attempt to clear the mid lane to try and catch him off guard, that was intelligent play. Now with level 4 available, the wall charge available, what is Geek?
Whoa! Nice read from a boy, reading Nino like a children's book full of images.
Quite obvious that he wants to go for that play, but look at this now. HP bar quite low for Beloyski as Vincent gets zoned out.
That's a shortcut, baited out. Big resource baited out right now, so Niall's gonna be caught. Eternal Guard off Beloyski up, and it's Niall who wins out the red tree battle. Now it's Geek Fam running for the hills. Veldora on the Phobius. You either fight and win or fight and die. He decides, hey, I'm just gonna go in one more time. Vincent, not enough damage to take Niall out.
That was quite poetic. Niall picks up with Turtle. Beloyski gets taken down. Coincidence? I think not. No, sorry, I'm kidding. It's probably a coincidence. But yes, that does give Alter Ego a little bit more room to work with and a little bit more resources for them to work with in the first 3 minutes of the game. As we also take a look at the talent prediction here by GoPay. Okay, Geek Fam. Oh, okay. So it's a 2 for 4 in favor of Geek Fam.
Professor KB joining us with our predictions. Let's see how that shakes out. Now for Geek Fam though, they gotta be careful. They want to be really aware of letting Alter Ego snowball. Like we said, with that shortcut, it's hard to get a grasp on how dangerous this chip can be because we haven't really seen the chip at all this season. But Owen, so far, even in the trading, right, against Beloyski, he's been coming out on top every single time. So the sustain that you get on the chip really is also a big factor in how annoying and oppressive he is. And look at that, immediately just switching over through the portals, trying to make sure he exerts pressure around, even assisting almost.
Oh, the crowd goes wild for Geek Poodle there. MPL ID X streamer. Looks like she's not aware that she's on stream yet. Let's see the moment. No, not yet. Not yet. Okay, I don't know if she'll ever be aware.
Might take a bit longer.
Maybe a bit later?
Maybe a bit later.
Okay.
And honestly, it's weird to see because usually you expect Poodle to be in the audience. That's usually the case every single time, but there we go.
Hi! Yeah, Mirko's such a big fan. Oh yeah, oh my god, me too. I'm a huge fan of Mirko.
big fan indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, Geek Fam moving out into the mid lane, actually trying to clear out this wave. A boy doing a good job at clearing. Hey, that was an interesting move that they made, by the way. A boy went to XP and Veldora took mid in the first turtle.
Interesting, a bit of a switch, but I think it's because Veldora can kind of trade back a bit more, kind of push back the focus, but ooh, Nino,
Looking forward from Nino. El Patient was playing with patience, hey! Almost catching Chidera off guard there. Geek Fam, though, utilizing his poke onto Owen with the crash course and a flicker. He gets bursted down, but he gets a shortcut in. Baloyski gets the wild charge down and secured the neutral objective. Veldora in the midst of it all, now jumping back and forth. The Infernal Pursuit getting one more. But Highs shreds him down. Vincent unable to deal with Nino. Geek Fam with a turtle, Alter Ego with a team fight win.
team fight win and a turret up top as well. Man, Alter Ego though, yeah, they were able to actually equalize with the turret on top side, but Baloysi was the one securing the turtle right there. It's a peculiar move from Geek Fam to kind of just go all in like that. And you can see Veldora almost isolated, taking a lot of damage without any being traded back towards the side of Alter Ego. You gotta come in a bit more decisively right here, but look at this. Diversion just sent Chidera double macro, right, with the Spear of Destruction and the diversion.
But for the most part, it's still Alter Ego that holds on to the control. So despite Geek Fam being able to get that neutral objective, Alter Ego now, oh, okay. Now it's actually, did he steal that camp away?
Yep.
All right, there you go. Game Fact now in from GoPay. This marks the debut of Hero Chip in MPL ID Season 14 after being respect banned 107 times during MPL ID Season 14. And Miracle also mentioned that this is also Chip's debut all around town.
All around town and outside of town.
All around the world, you would say. But we'll have to see,
my
man.
pitbull. Dale duro.
Dale duro. Well, Owen so far, though, we haven't really seen any crazy decisive plays from the Chip just yet. So is Geek Fam just prepared for it? Is Alter Ego just not using it to its full potential? The usual, like, split push kind of Chip playstyle, we haven't seen it so far. Owen has always been in the relative vicinity of his team, and we haven't seen a massive jump of 4 people through the shortcut just yet. Looking at the items though, Radiant Armors for the Phobias and the Grok, man, they know that the damage coming in from Nino, from Roundel as well, and the Julian, right? Everyone does damage, a lot of like instances of damage, and look at Owen though.
Yeah, it's getting bullied by Veldora. Shortcut gets placed down. Veldora in the midst of it all. Good neutral objective take Nino with the flicker forward and the onward. Able to get the Earth Shatter down to Chidera, but now the Eternal Guard actually connected on the Chidera, who's still able to flicker out. Baloyski in the midst of it all, still now Highs. Dashing away, Spear of Destruction not connected with the diversion. Will bring them into Roundel. Veldora with the flags. With that diversion play, a boy getting the yin-yang reaction, but now it's Niall who continues to chase. A boy taken down. Veldora getting low. Niall still dealing a whole lot of damage with the Curse Blast. Veldora cannot survive. Niall, double kill for him.
A 1-for-2 trade, but it looks like it was Vincent that was able to pick up that turtle.
It was looking kind of equal for both teams. Geek Fam were the one chasing with the diversion. They chased through and Vincent wasn't around. Niall there tries to be pesky, but he knows that backup might be available. So on the bottom side, you can see a bit of a duel here. Owen fearlessly just going up against Vincent.
Did he use his retry?
Yep. Interesting move right there. Not only a chance for a killer pickoff, but Vincent is showing his aggressive side on that assassin. But for the most part, again, Geek Fam, they've been able to play around the neutral objectives really, really well. But then afterwards, in these fights, they're falling short by just a little bit. And they have to understand that Nino on the Edith can be a secondary damage dealer. Niall on the Julian has a lot more ways to continue doing damage compared to the Nolan that wants to hang off a bit and make sure that he has enough stacks to proc the Fracture and the extra passive too. So they gotta be understanding of how long they need to stay in the fight before piecing out, even if they do have a chance to make a diversion play.
26 seconds left for the next Lord to spawn in. And the thing is, did he retry because he thought that Owen had his portal
Probably,
and he was
yeah.
afraid to be picked off?
That portal is very threatening, right? Even, like, that's why the Chip is that respected usually in the bans. You just have so much pressure around the map. Even if you show up, enemy team's probably thinking, he probably has ult. There's no way he's going to try to 1v1 me without that ult.
It feels like a mental game though right
Yeah.
now because Owen technically hasn't found that groundbreaking moment.
And what's a bit more annoying for Geek Fam is the fact that High is on the carry. The GOAT Highs has been farming up, and he has a huge gold advantage over Chadera, even though Chadera, in theory, has been around the map, has had the cross-map pressure. Because there is a chip on the side of Alter Ego, this means that Chadera always has to be extra careful when he's moving around solo, just in case, you know, the hamster shows up out of nowhere. Owen now has some vision, but I think
Owen from the back coming down the shortcut, and the crash course into the back. Vincent and Chadera's able to kite away, but Chadera's going to be very low. Roundel unable to find a terrified Nino. Now with the Primal Wrath locking the boy down, but he still is able to evade from the Eternal Guard. Nino still able to use the Primal Wrath really well, kiting away. Vincent walking forward. Owen still getting the shielding, and now Veldora gets the Infernal Pursuit. Niall, though, will be able to free hit. And with a Julian, that is not going to work for Veldora.
A 1-for-1 trade, but it looks like Alter Ego are going to be picking up the Lord this time around, and that should have been a Lord that GEEK could pick up. He was a level ahead of Niall, Arashi.
he was a level ahead, but the rest of the team aren't really on the same level of power. With that fight, you can see the 300 horseback. Oh, Chadera!
Roundel! Well played with the flicker and a terrify. Now Beloyski might be chased down. Nino going in, Earth Shatter, knocking a boy up. Niall is looking for the kill. Beloy low, a boy down. Roundel again, placing a Curse Blast to take him out.
What was that damage?
So much damage output coming out of Highs, man. The GOAT with a 3-item power spike. It was really close to it in the previous fight, and the way these fights are playing out, Veldora and GEEK and Vincent, everyone from GEEK is kind of spread apart. You're seeing even a boy with his amazing positioning struggle to find safe zones in the fight to really dish out that damage. Alter Ego, on the other hand, have very clear priorities, man. They want to move front to back, and they want to allow Highs as much space as possible. And they can do that with the enhanced chain, with the Eternal Guard, and with the Earth Shatter. The fact that Nino has been able to just move forward and use the Primal Wrath aggressively, and he hasn't really been punished or bursted down for that, really shows you the lack of damage from GEEK fam right here to punish these aggressive moves coming in from Alter Ego.
I mean, it makes sense, right? They're 4K, 5K down of Alter Ego right now, but look, Veldora!
Even with the Vengeance, what does it do? High shreds him down, a boy gonna be caught again by the Onward and the Earth Shatter. Straight into Niall's sight.
Beautifully played by Alter Ego for the first 12 minutes. And look at how the towers, the outer towers, are falling down like flies. It looks like Alter Ego are still looking in for something. And look at the 4K Gold Lord advantage. Oh, conceal play.
First blast coming down in the bottom lane. Vincent in 1v1 against Niall. The ex-jungle of GEEK fam versus the current jungle of GEEK fam. Niall winning it out, getting that turret in the bottom lane. Shatter combo with the Onward. Now in their Eternal Guard and the fadeaway shots from Highs. Vincent not able to dish out any damage really to these frontliners. GEEK fam can only just defend, but they've lost all of their base turrets to the first Lord.
That's an insane snowball performance from Alter Ego, man. All 3 base turrets with the first Lord. We haven't seen that in a long, long time when some of the numbers have been changed up. When a lot of teams have learned how to deal with at least the first Lord without losing not even 1 base turret. Alter Ego were able to get all 3 just through sheer damage, sheer aggression, pushing GEEK fam back with that upfront concealed play. Now, just like that, once the play has concluded, Alter Ego once more are in position to immediately go for the Lord. They have a late game carry that has scaled up. They can nuke this down real quick.
Let's see if they do. Look at Beloyski.
They'll open it up. Actually, takes out the ult from Highs. That might be a resource that they can utilize. Veldora on Owen, trying to screen him out, trying to read that shortcut or bait it out. Lord taken, and GEEK fam can only back away. They cannot look for anything else.
This is an 8,000 gold lead from Alter Ego. When was the last time we saw Alter Ego hold on to the reins this much over a team they're not a bottom ranking team. This is GEEK fam, the GEEK fam that has found a lot of success near to the second leg, have found their rhythm, have found their groove, have found their momentum. What happened to Alter Ego? What changed?
So many questions right here. Obviously, the chip pick comes into mind immediately, but even more than that, the way they're playing in these team fights is just so much better. It's almost like GEEK fam saw the chip, and then they overthought the drafting process. They got all of these diversions, the Spear of Destructions. They have ways to go around the map, but Alter Ego aren't playing around that at all. Just going with pure damage.
Conceal coming down, Veldora with the jump, Infernal Pursuit, but Highs will be able to shred him down even with the Vengeance now. Owen getting very low, in the back to Nino with a Blinker, finding Vincent, and the Primal Wrath with the Curse Blast gets rid of him. Geek Fam stood no chance against the Lord in 2 waves. Alter Ego starting it off quick.
14 minutes, almost 15 minutes. And the argument that we've been talking about regarding Alter Ego, their lack of discipline, their lack of decision making, the lack of hero pull from Nino,